This is a picture of the cash register as I received it. The brass tag indicates it was made by the Ohmer Fair Register Company, which was renamed the Ohmer Corporation, acquired by Rockwell in 1949. A tag shows 11 patents. The latest patent reference indicates this machine was made after 1919. Since there are no later patents listed, it was presumed that this machine was made very shortly after 1919. The original paint was a green color and had been painted over with white paint sometime in its history. The white paint proved impossible to remove without also removing significant amounts of the original green paint. Since a complete repainting was required, it was decided to paint the machine a more attractive color rather than duplicating the ugly green paint. The original owner was apparently in the beauty care business. The labels, as well as the internal etched printing wheels, had categories such as perm, wave, shampoo, haircut, etc. Because the original oil and lubrication had hardened, it was deemed necessary to completely strip the machine, clean all the old oil residue, and relubricate with clock oil and lithium grease. There were a few bent parts and parts that needed to have burrs removed, but very few parts that were completely broken. The bronze bushing around the main crank handle shaft was completely worn through and a new one had to be built. The machine requires a separate operator key inserted in the left side, which is separate from the main key on the front panel. This was missing. I had to completely remove all the parts associated with that key, measure them carefully, and construct a new key from scratch. The printing wheels would not rotate at all due to the accumulation of old oil and ink and other dirt and grime. Everything had to be taken completely apart, soaked in kerosene, cleaned with a wire brush, and then carefully reassembled to assure everything was in working condition. The main print roller was made from rubber. It was completely dried out and cracked and had many cracks and pieces missing from it. I had to recover the platen and then turn it down to the correct dimension. Gears, 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 and wheels, wheels, wheels. They all had to be taken apart, carefully noted as to their proper orientation, cleaned and reassembled and relubricated. I made many pages of hand-drawn notes showing how pieces came apart and how they went back together again. I made many photographs laying the pieces out carefully in their proper orientation to help in the reassembly process. Where parts were damaged or had some problems with them, I had to make note of what had to be repaired, in some cases machine new parts on a metal lathe, and then put it all back together again. At each step in the process, carefully lubricating the parts, making sure that they all moved freely, and understood what the proper orientation of the parts was, what each part did to know that it was assembled properly and working properly. In the end, it appeared that everything was working properly as originally intended. The original decal came off when the paint was stripped. I took photos of the original decal, photoshopped it, and then printed out a new decal using modern materials and applied that on the front of the machine in the same position that the original decal was located. Opening the front cover reveals the paper tape where all transactions are recorded. The daily total can be printed out on the paper as well. At the end of each day, the total accumulator can be reset from inside the machine. And there you have it, a 100-year-old cash register that has been completely restored to proper working order.